If I lost everything tomorrow and I had to make my first $100,000 dropshipping from scratch, this is exactly what I do. Not what I think will work, but what I know for a fact. Because I've been in this game for close to a decade, went broke multiple times, made well over $10 million, and helped hundreds of students make the same transition with a combined total of $50 million through the steps that I'm about to show you. So if you already have $100,000 in your bank account, you can go ahead and skip this one. But if you don't, then this is your blueprint to get there. Let's go ahead and jump in. Now, I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. Dropshipping, it costs money. That's just a fact. Not $10,000 in the bank kind of money, but it does cost you to get started. So before we do anything else, the first step is just to make sure you have a realistic overview of the cost. You have a bulletproof budget in place, and you don't fall into the trap of overspending on some of the things that many people think they need, but they in reality don't. Like saving $300 and spending it all on plugins or a professional logo, leaving you with nothing to test products and to run ads with. You know, the things that actually make you money. So if I were starting today, here's what my budget would look like. Well, right now, Shopify is $1 for 3 months, then $39 a month right after that, and you can check out that exclusive offer with the link down below. Now, this expense is obviously non-negotiable because you have to have a store, but there is a good chance that your business will cover that cost by the 3rd month if you follow the steps in this video closely. And you can definitely start off by posting organic ads to drive free traffic to your website, and it will cost you $0, but it will cost you a lot more time. So the ideal approach, of course, is running paid ads. And the budget with that is $250 to $500 per month to test 5 products, and you'll be basically good to go after that. Next is the apps and tools. And here I would spend $0 until I'm actually making sales. The last thing that you wanna do is overspend on unnecessary plugins before you can even pay for it with your business. And I'm not saying that they're useless, okay? I spend thousands on them each month, but you don't need them if you're just getting started. Right now, the only thing that you need to worry about is a working website and money to run ads. That is it. So the total budget to start is $50 if you're running organic ads. Because here, all you need is Shopify, a domain, and some extra to just cover any unexpected costs that may arise. Now, I'm gonna be real with you, okay? This is the slow route because scaling with organic ads does take time and effort. But if you're low on money, but you have a lot of free time, this is your best path forward. Now, if possible, you wanna aim for at least $300 to $600, so you have enough money to run paid ads and cover any type of extra costs. So for someone working a 9 to 5, doing it this route will save you a lot of time while also getting you from 0 to a profitable store way faster than going organic. But either way, as you can see, I'd cut all the unnecessary stuff out before my store becomes profitable. This means that my lifestyle kind of has to change, okay? No eating out every week, no new clothes, and definitely no unused subscriptions. The mentality here is that every dollar that I save is a dollar that I can use to test the next product that might be the winner. Now, this doesn't have to be a permanent lifestyle because once I am making $10,000 a month, I can basically spend whatever I want. But until then, every single dollar counts because your competitive advantage as a beginner isn't marketing skills or store design, it's volume. So if you could test 5 products while someone else tests 1, you're already 5 times more likely to find the winner. So go ahead and cut out all unnecessary costs for the time being and avoid overspending on fancy tools that don't directly make you money and channel every free dollar into testing ads. Doing this alone will put you ahead of the majority who refuse to budget even if it means changing their life for the better. So always remember it like this. Each dollar that you save and you channel it into your business is $10 that you'll get back in the future. So now with your budget covered, let's talk about your most valuable resource, which is your time. Here's what you need to drill in your head. Your 9 to 5 isn't killing your dreams. Wasting your 5 to 9 watching tutorials, that is the real killer. Let's say that you have around 4 hours of free time before or after work. Well, these hours will literally determine your entire future whether you realize it or not. So the question here is, well, what do you actually do with those 4 hours? Well, here's what I do. The first 30 minutes every day, I'm going straight into product research. I'm on TikTok searching for trending products, I'm checking engagement rates, I'm reading comments to see if people are actually asking where to buy this type of product. Now, I always do this first because my brain is fresh, and product research, it does require pattern recognition, and that type of stuff does take focus. After that, the next 120 minutes just goes to content creation or ad testing. You can pick one, definitely do not pick both. Let's say I'm going the organic route. Here, I'll be filming and editing content for the products I'm testing. 3 videos minimum with 3 different angles and all different hooks. Now, if you're running both paid and organic ads, the key here is just to pick one path. Don't try doing both in the same session because you will do both poorly. And then after that, the final 90 minutes goes to store operations. Things like customer emails, order fulfillment, product page updates, setting up automations so I'm not manually doing everything forever. Now, this stuff doesn't require peak brain power, so I just save it for when I'm already mentally tired from the creative work. Now, quick disclaimer, okay? Here's what I would never do. Mix these together. I wouldn't check emails while I'm supposed to be creating content. I wouldn't start researching products in the middle of fulfilling orders. Task switching, I'm gonna tell you right now, it kills your efficiency. When I'm in creation mode, my phone is sitting over here on do not disturb and I am locked in. When you're working a full-time job, you don't have a lot of time. So the time that you do have needs to be used as efficient as possible. Because you have to understand that 4 focus hours will be 8 distracted hours every single time. And this is just how I would structure my time. Everyone's schedule is different, so don't feel defeated when you can't follow the schedule that I just laid out. This is just an example that you can use, but creating a schedule based off of your time is ultimately up to you. The real lesson here is making the most of the time that you do have. Because similar to budgeting, every focus hour that you invest into your business will bring you 10 hours of freedom back in the future. And I'll be real, okay? At first, it is a grind, but that's a small price to pay for what it will bring. So now that we've covered these 2 things, by now your budget is set and now your time is structured. And that is the foundation. Let's go ahead and jump straight into the operation part of this process. Step 3, pick one traffic source and just get really good at it before you even think about touching another one. And I know what you're thinking, I know it. You wanna be everywhere. You wanna be on the TikTok, the Instagram, the YouTube Shorts, Pinterest, Facebook ads, TikTok ads. You think that being everywhere is gonna be your success. But here's what nobody's gonna tell you, and here's what's gonna happen when you try that. You will spread yourself so thin that you never actually get good at any of them. You quit each platform because you're overloaded right before the algorithm finally figures out and starts showing your content to the right people. So listen, if I'm starting today, I've got 3 realistic options. Option 1, organic TikTok. Now you should choose this if you got more time than money, because your commitment here is 2 to 3 posts per day for 90 days straight. No skipping, no I'll post tomorrow instead. You'll know if it's working by day 90 because either your videos are getting consistent engagement and you're making sales, or they're not. Now option 2 is Facebook ads. Choose this if you saved up $250 to $500 as a testing budget and you want faster feedback. Your commitment here is testing 5 products at $50 to $100 each, and then letting the data tell you what's working and optimizing based off of that. The advantage here, as I mentioned before, is speed. You will know within a week what product has the most potential, which means you don't have to sit there and wait 90 days to figure this out. Option 3 is organic Instagram. Now you want to choose this if TikTok is already completely saturated in your niche. Similar time commitments as TikTok, but growth is slower. You see, Instagram's algorithm, it does take a little bit longer to build momentum. These are the only 3 options I would consider. And I will say it again, pick one and fully commit to it for 90 days minimum. Don't start switching up after 2 weeks because you're not seeing results yet. That's how you will always find yourself staying stuck in the testing phase and never getting the results that you deserve. Every single traffic source has its own learning curve. TikTok's algorithm is different than Facebook's. And if you split your focus across 3 different platforms, you're learning 3 algorithms at 33% speed each. But if you focus on one, you're learning at 100% speed. You'll find winners faster, you'll understand what converts faster, and you'll definitely hit that 100,000 faster. So make a choice, pick your lane and stay in it. That's the most important part. And then once you've mastered one, then you can expand. But at these crucial beginning stages, singular focus will get you way further, way faster. So with that said, the next step is the most important of them all. And getting this right will literally determine whether you succeed or fail. And of course, I'm talking about your product. Now, before we get into product testing, I do want to talk about something that's going to hit you the moment you start making real sales. And most people just don't think about it until it's already costing them money, which is chargebacks. Every time that a customer disputes a charge, your payment processor opens a case. And if you're handling it manually, you already know what that looks like. Digging through order timelines, hunting down shipping confirmations, and submitting evidence through some dashboard that you barely know how to use, all for a transaction that happened 2 months ago. And when you're scaling and disputes start stacking up, that becomes hours every week just fighting to keep money that you've already earned. And that's where ChargeFlow comes in. It's a fully automated chargeback recovery platform built specifically for Shopify merchants. 2 clicks, and it is fully connected to your store. That's the entire setup. And then from there, it handles everything. Evidence collection, submission monitoring, recovery, automatically. All this happening in the background without you ever having to touch it. In the pricing model, this is the part that should get your attention, as you only pay if ChargeFlow wins the dispute. Not a monthly subscription, not a flat fee, whether it works or not. And if they don't recover it, you owe them nothing. So there's literally no financial risk to trying it. So if you're building a store that's meant to run without you babysitting it, this is the kind of infrastructure you want in place from the jump. And the link to sign up is in the description. All right, now let's talk about product testing. So step 4 is to find winners through volume testing, not endless research. Because here's what I see constantly. People will be spending weeks researching products. They watch YouTube videos, they make spreadsheets, they analyze trends. They then test 1 or 2 products, those don't work, and guess what? They end up quitting. They think dropshipping is oversaturated or they're just unlucky, when in reality, they just barely tried. All the research in the world does not tell you if someone will pull out their credit card and buy. Only volume will. So here's my framework broken down step by step. If I'm doing organic ads, I'd find 5 products with active demand. And here I'm searching hashtags, I'm checking engagement on recent videos, I'm reading comments to see if people are asking where to buy. And for each product, I'm creating 3 to 5 different pieces of content. Different angles, different hooks, different ways of presenting it. After that content is created, I'm posting consistently for 2 to 3 weeks per product. That's gonna give the algorithm enough time to test your content and to go out there and find your winning audience. Then from here, all you have to do is just track which 2 products got the best engagement and the most comments asking where can I buy this. Now, if I'm going the paid ad direction with Facebook ads, I'm finding 5 products with real proven demand. So here, I'm checking Facebook ad library for 3 to 5 active competitors. And if nobody's running ads, there's probably no market for it. But if 50 people are running ads, well, the market is probably too saturated. So you want to find that sweet spot of anywhere between 3 to 5 competitors. And once you validate that, test each product at $50 to $100. Small enough not to blow your budget, but big enough to get real data. Then while you're testing, just track which 2 got the best click-through rate, the lowest cost per acquisition, and this is key, actual purchases, not just clicks. Then once you get this data, you want to analyze your top 2 products and just ask yourself this question. What type of product is it? Is it a problem solving or is it an impulse type of product? Then through the data, you can see what type of content angle worked, who's the audience, and what's the best price point that is actually converting. Once you know what works, then you just test your next 5 products with those same characteristics, where you're never starting from scratch, but just building on what you're constantly learning. Then from here, you just repeat this until you find a product doing $10,000 per month consistently, and that's your winner. Now, if you want to speed this up, here's what I would do. I would find someone who's already making $100,000 per month and then just pay them one-on-one to help analyze these type of tests, which ultimately compresses months of fumbling around into weeks of guided execution. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, honestly, even when I could barely afford this, I still did this. And it was the best investment I ever made. So now after what I just covered, your next question may be, well, what kind of angles should I actually be testing and where do I find these? Because having a fresh set of angles to consistently keep your products relevant is just as important as having a great product itself. And if you're looking for this type of guidance, you can check out the link right below where myself and my team work with you one-on-one. So step 5, every single day, you need to hunt for new angles on your product. If you're using the same hook 15 times, running the same ad towards the same angle for 3 months, your sales will flatline because your target audience never grows and the message loses its effectiveness. So you see, an angle is how you position your product to different people to solve all types of different problems. And if you're only running one angle, you're covering maybe 12% of the total market that your product could address. So for one product, you need completely different angles. For example, let's say I'm selling fitness resistant bands. Well, angle 1 might be how I built a consistent workout habit at home. This angle targets the people who struggle with consistency and don't really want to go to the gym. Angle 2 is the equipment that helped me recover from my injury, which targets people coming back from injuries. And maybe angle 3 is quick workouts for busy parents, as this targets parents who have no time to actually put towards their physical fitness. So as you can see, one product, 3 completely different angles, 3 completely different customer types that all need a different selling point. Now here's how I identify the angles specific to your product. First is you want to check what is already working. Search your product hashtag on TikTok, sort by the last 7 days, and look at the top 5 videos crushing it. And just ask yourself, what problems are they solving? What's the hook? Who's the audience? Second, you want to read your own comments, because your audience literally will tell you what angles to test. That means that you should probably test a pain relief angle. If you see the angle saying, I bought this for my dad or I bought this for my mom, that means you probably want to test out the gift angle. Or if you see a comment saying, I use this all the time at the gym, it means you want to test the gym goer angle. All these people, all these comments, they're literally giving you the playbook. All you have to do is just listen. Third, and one of the most important things you need to do is just watch your competitors. So go out there, pull up like 10 active competitors in Facebook ad library and just see what angles they're running with. And ask yourself, okay, well, what is getting the most engagement? Now, if you decide to go with the organic route, you need to be posting 3 different angles per day. Same product, different hooks, different problems, different audiences. Now, if you're gonna go with the paid ad direction, test 3 to 5 angles per campaign, same product, different creatives, different copy, and different targeting. And then every single morning, just spend 15 to 20 minutes finding one new angle to test that day. Scroll TikTok for 10 minutes, read yesterday's comments for 5 minutes, write down one new hook, one new problem, and that audience that you could potentially be targeting with that. Then from there, just test that angle today and then find another one tomorrow. That is how you never lose momentum. Now, if you've come this far, all I have to say for real is just congratulations. I mean, you are on track to building a profitable business that will change your future. But there's still one step that we need to cover. And this step will determine whether you stay stuck at $5,000 or scale up to $100,000 and more. And that's that when you find a winning product, you need to scale it to death before you even look at product number 2. Now, you may think that scaling means adding more products, but that's just not true. Look at Apple with the iPhone, Microsoft with Windows, Red Bull with their original drink, Tesla with the Model S. What all these ultra successful brands have in common is that they went all in on one core product, scaled it to tens, if not hundreds of millions of revenue, and only then started expanding their product line. And dropshipping is no different. Spreading yourself thin across 10 products, even if they are winners, will destroy your ability to get exceptionally good at scaling one. Because when you're managing one product, you learn everything at a deeper level because you have the mental real estate to dive deep into the minor details. In other words, you just really become a specialist. And that will not only get you more revenue per product, which means less headache managing multiple suppliers and running infrastructure for multiple products, but it will also give you something priceless, which is mastery. When you're managing 10 products, you're a generalist who knows a little bit about everything and master of none. That's also the one thing that people like Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, and many other successful people have in common, is that they all went in on one product and through that mastered the skill that would be the foundation under every other business venture in the future. So here's the real question. Do you want to be the person with 10 products doing $5,000 each, constantly juggling inventory and customer service for 10 different suppliers? Or do you want to be the person with one product doing over $100,000 a month, with systems so dialed in that you could actually take a step away for a week and it still continues to keep running? That is the major difference between building a job and building a business. And that's exactly why singular focus on one winner is the real path to $100,000. At this point, I've now shown you the complete roadmap. And now I want to show you how you can win up to $100,000 in cash to fund and help you scale your online store. You see, a few weeks ago, Shopify told me that there just weren't enough people genuinely teaching beginners how to build Shopify stores that work. So I bet them $100,000 because I told them, nah, my audience, they could do it. I believe in you guys. And you know what? They took that bet. And that's how the Auto Ecom Challenge got started. A 90-day competition where you build and scale a store and the winners get up to $100,000 in funding. And you can enter this for 100% free with the link right below this video, where all you need is just a Shopify store to get started. And I'm not gonna just leave you to the challenge, I'm gonna be there along the way with you. As while you're competing, myself and my team will be giving you weekly coaching calls, 7-day-a-week chat support, and custom implementation plans to actually help you build it. So take this as an opportunity to potentially change your life forever and get this $100,000 cash into your pockets. The link is in the description. I'll see you then. This is AC with Supreme Ecom, and I'm out.